Hello there my friends, welcome back to Ever Film Stars. In this video, we are going to check out what happened to the actors from the 61-year-old show, The Beverly Hillbillies. You will see what time has done to the cast of the sitcom. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Let's start. First off, let's check out what happened to Mark Templeton, a marine biologist and frogman whom Granny believes is actually part frog. The character was played by Tory, who was 31 years old then. Tory went on to star on many television shows from the 1960s through the 1980s, but he was best known for his recurring role on this show as Mark. Sadly, he died on 17th December 1985 due to a brain aneurysm at the young age of 47. Up next is Dash Riprock, the handsome Hollywood actor employed by Jed's movie studio. The role was played by Larry Pennell, who was 37 years old. Although Pennell was originally a baseball player, he continued to experiment with his acting and writing craft. His stage work amounted to over 50 plays, and throughout his career, he accumulated over 400 credits in roles across stage, film and television, in addition to commercials and print advertisements. He died on 28 August 2013 at age 85. Coming right up is John Brewster, the CEO of the OK Oil Company. The character was played by Frank Wilcox, who was 55 years old. Wilcox is known for appearing in almost 400 films and television series as well as Broadway plays in his lifetime. He even has a day named after him in Missouri called the Frank Wilcox Film Festival. During the last year of his life, he was co-owner of a popular restaurant in California called The Oak Room. Wilcox died on 3rd March 1974 at the age of 66. Next is Janet Drago, the beautiful secretary at the Commerce Bank. The role was played by Sharon Tate, who was 20 years old. Tate also appeared in advertisements and worked as a model. She received positive reviews for her comedic and dramatic acting performances. She was even hailed as one of Hollywood's most promising newcomers. On 9th August 1969, Tate was murdered by members of the Manson family, a cult. She was 8.5 months pregnant and just 26 years old. Then we have Shorty Kellons, Jed's longtime buddy from back home who is crazy about busty girls half his age. The role was played by Chuck Fisher, who was 62 years old. Chuck Fisher went ahead to perform in many Western films with his comic trademarks, which includes his ability to stutter at will and his baffled facial expressions. Fisher spent his final years living in Studio City, California. He died on March 16, 1984 after a lingering illness at the age of 76. Next up is Pearl Bodine, Jethro's widowed mother. The character was played by Benedra, who was 56 years old. In 1963, an irremovable tumor was discovered on one of Benedra's lungs. Diagnosed with lung cancer, she underwent 6 weeks of laser radiation treatment, which was successful. However, her condition dramatically declined and her illness forced her to return to the hospital for the final time. Benedra died of lung cancer and pneumonia on 30th October 1968 at the age of 62. Next is Cousin Bessie, a female chimp acquired by Ellie Mae. Cousin Bessie was played by Judy the Chimpanzee at 13 years old. Judy appears to have featured in a lot of movies and TV shows prior to her part in the show. She spent her later days on the ranch of the Rosaire family, owned by Kay Rosaire, the famous lion tamer, and Judy was in the care of Kay's sister Pam Rosaire. She was old but still alive in the late 90s. I'm not sure Judy survived to see the 21st century. The next character, Margaret Brisley, is the proud Clampetts' next-door neighbor who hates them. The role was portrayed by Harriet McGibbon, who was 57 years old. McGibbon was also a distinguished stage actress in New York. But unlike her stage roles, her movie and television roles unusually consisted of snooty society ladies. McGibbon died on 8 February 1987 due to heart and lung failure at age 81. Next is Jane Hathaway, Drysdale's loyal, decent and efficient secretarial assistant. Jane was played by Nancy Cook, who was 41 years old at the time. 3 years before Culp retired from acting, she ran unopposed as the Democratic nominee for the United States House of Representatives from Pennsylvania's 9th Congressional District. After her defeat in politics, she worked at a private liberal arts college in Pennsylvania as an artist in residence. Culp was diagnosed with cancer in 1990. By 1991, the cancer had spread and she died on 3rd February 1991, aged 69. The Clampetts banker, confidant and next-door neighbor who is obsessed with money is Milburn Drysdale. Let's see what happened to the character that portrayed him. Raymond Berry, who was 58 years old. He died of a heart attack on 15th April 1980. Before that, he began feeling the symptoms of Alzheimer's disease around the time of the final episodes of the show. He then retired in 1975 due to the effects of the disease. At the time of his death, he was 75 years old. Coming right up is Jethro Bodine, the dim-witted son of Jet's cousin, Pearl Bodine. Jethro was played by Max Baer Jr., who was 25 years old. Max went on to be a successful movie director and businessman in the gambling industry. He now lives a quiet life in California and enjoys a net worth of $50 million. Finally, a cast member of this show who is still alive. Matter of fact, he is the last cast member from the show to still be alive. He is 85 years old. Then there was Ellie Mae Clampett, the only child of Jed and Rose Ellen Clampett, a beauty with the body of a pin-up girl and the soul of a tomboy. Ellie Mae was played by Donna Douglas, who was 30 years old. After her acting career ended, she performed as a gospel singer and was a speaker at church groups, youth groups, schools and colleges across the United States. In addition to her frequent traveling for celebrity appearances and speeches, she enjoyed gardening, spending time with friends and family, and answering her fan mail. Douglas died from pancreatic cancer on 1st January 2015, aged 82. The next character is Daisy Moses, aka Granny. She is Jed's mother-in-law and a descendant of the Moses clan, who has an abrasive personality and is quick to anger. The role was played by Irene Ryan at 60 years old. Irene Ryan was such a good actress, she was later nominated for an Emmy Award for Outstanding Continued Performance by an Actress in a Series. In March 1973, she suffered an apparent stroke during a performance. She was then diagnosed with malignant brain tumor. Ryan died on 26 April 1973 at the age of 70. Finally, let's check out what happened to Jed Clampett, the apparent head of the Clampett family. The role was played by Buddy Ebsen at the age of 54. Ebsen generally retired from acting as he entered his 80s. In 1999, he provided the voice of Chet Elderson for an episode of the Fox entertainment program King of the Hill, making it his last TV appearance. He took up other interests such as writing and collecting coins. Ibsen died of respiratory failure on 6 July 2003 at the age of 95. Did you know this show was considered one of the worst TV shows of all time by some critics, though its ratings were skyrocketing? The worst criticism of this show is, if television is America's vast wasteland, the Hillbillies must be Death Valley. Ouch! Regardless, the series rose to #1 in ratings within 3 weeks of its premiere, a feat that remains unmatched in television history. That's it for the video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't hesitate to smash the like button, share and subscribe. See you in the next one.